Welcome back to Marquette Basketball Weekly. We're here now in the training facility where the men practice so very often. A player that Marquette fans were really hoping would step up and take control in practice and at games at the Bradley Center was Junior Cadougan. Last week he suffered an Achilles injury which will keep him out of action all season long. Our Todd Warner caught up with trainer Ernest Eugene about the rehab process for Junior and how the injury came about.
Just the way we see it in the textbooks where someone says, oh, I feel like that someone threw a ball at me, or I feel like I got shot in the back of the Achilles, or someone kicked me in the Achilles.
Junior's injury is one of the most agonizing in sports. The player most people had slotted at the starting point guard position this season, just going about his daily workout. But as Ernest describes, this injury came at the most unexpected time.
Unfortunate that it happened. What happened was he was just taking off conditioning just like he did every day, and all of a sudden the Achilles snapped, and he described it as, hey, someone threw a ball at me.
Fans certainly want to see Cadougan back on the court as soon as possible, and I asked Ernest what the timetable is for Junior's return.
Most people say it's about 4 to 6 months. You even see research that shows it up to 8 to 12 months. I think when looking at a person of his caliber and his athleticism, you never want to put a timetable on it. We have a timetable of 4 to 6 months. However, I think you just take every day as best as you can. And
this everyday process, Junior won't be able to come back alone. Eugene has an excellent track record of getting players back in a timely fashion. He will be an intricate part of the rehabilitation process.
It's not that I'm able to do it. I think it's more importantly that they're there, they're dedicated, putting the time, the effort, everything that they need to do to make sure they succeed to our utmost ability, to our utmost expectations of them, or if not more.
This is a tough injury to come back from. It is a slow process. Cadougan is more than prepared to take on the challenge, and plus, history is on his side.
I think it's just going to go day by day. This type of a surgery in the rehab process has a high success rate. So with a success rate of, I think the literature showed as high as upper 90s, 96% success rate, I think he's going to do well, but at the same time, it's how he responds.
Many are counting out the Golden Eagles this season after Junior's injury. But hey, we can't make any predictions until this team steps on the floor. Reporting from the Al, Todd Warner, MUTV Sports.
With Junior out of the lineup, that's going to open up a lot of minutes for many players in this team. One of those players is Erik Williams, and I talked with Erik today about many things. Buzz Williams, his fellow freshman, and while playing against teams from that conference. Let's get into things here, talking about the Big East season. I know when you put that jersey on and you see Big East on the back, that has to excite you when you went for media day and took some pictures.
Oh yeah, I've been waiting for this moment ever since I was in high school, and you know, ever since I committed here, I've been ready for this moment, so I'm trying to make the most of it.
Now, a big part of your commitment is obviously Coach Buzz Williams. You come into a program, you want to know the coach very well. You've known Buzz for a little bit. Could you tell the fans out there your relationship with Coach Williams?
He's a great guy on and off the court. He's a great competitor on the court, and off the court, he lets you know that he loves you and cares about you. So to have a coach like that, it makes it easy for all of us to work hard for him.
Now, you came into the program, obviously, in the second half of the summer, and I know he does care about you a little bit off the court and everything, but I'm sure he's been working you really hard on the court, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Like I said, he's a competitor just like us. I mean, you can't tell if he's playing or if he's coaching because he has such a great passion for the game, and he wants us to do well and wants us to see us overcome all the adversity that we're going to have this season. So.
Now, coming in with this big class you guys had, I mean, if it's a JUCO transfer, if it's a freshman, you guys are one of the strongest classes in America. All the pundits out there are saying you guys are the one class to watch, especially in the Big East. Does that make things tough when you guys are competing in practice for minutes to kind of say, okay, these are my classmates, but I got to kind of compete against them for playing time, or does that make you guys better?
It makes us better, definitely. We just want to go out there as a team and just do well. And we have veterans on the team like Lazar and David Kubian and the rest of the guys that just kind of show us the ropes. And, you know, we're new, so we have to adjust and just tag along and hope for the best.
You mentioned Lazar. He's a guy who everyone's looking at this year. I mean, this is his team. He's been here. This is his 4th year. And he's a veteran, obviously playing with Team USA this summer. What kind of leader is he like behind the scenes? Is he a quiet guy? Is he a guy who's talkative in the locker room? What's he been like so far with your time with him?
He's a great guy, quiet guy, but he's also a leader. He lets you know when he thinks that you can do better, and you know, he's just like another coach out there, so it's good to have him on.
Now, what's your kind of game compared to his? I know you have similar frames. You're 6'7", about 200 pounds. Compare yourself to his game.
Well, he's a great shooter, and I feel like I'm a all right shooter, not like him, but I feel like I could, in a couple of years, I can probably do the same thing he's doing.
Looking at Junior Cadougan going down, obviously a lot of people thought he could be, an intricate part of this team running the point. You had a similar foot. You broke your foot in high school. Can you put yourself in his shoes, I guess, theoretically, his boot, and talk about maybe what he's going through dealing with an injury like this?
When I broke my foot, I was devastated, so I know that it was a freak accident. He didn't know it was going to happen, and just to see his team continue to move on, I know it's very frustrating for him, but the advice I give to him is just to listen to the doctors and make sure that he stay off his foot as much as he can so he can come back healthy. Achilles
injury, they said that's one of the toughest to get back from, but Maurice Hacker's a guy, another veteran on this team who's going to obviously take over those point guard duties. What's it been like working with Maurice as the starting point guard in practice?
He has a fire. He has the fire that I haven't seen before, and he comes in, he works every day, makes sure that everybody else is doing the same thing. He makes up for it with his hard work in practice and in the weight room, and everything he does, he's hungry, and so that makes us hungry also.
What's the transition been like for you to come from a great high school program that you came from as a highly touted recruit, coming into a Big East basketball program?
Well, coming from high school to the Big East and to a school like this is no comparison. You just have to adjust and make sure that you're ready for all the adversity that comes with it. So the coaching staff here and the players here has done a good job of just letting me know that it's going to be hard, but you have to continue pushing. So that's what I'm going to do.
You've come out and you say, when I have downtime, I play basketball. When I'm practicing really hard. You're obviously a very hard-working guy, someone that's going to fit into this situation. But around campus, there's a lot of good places to go out and get a bite to eat. Part of the transition is finding those places. Has there been a certain spot for you that you certainly like?
Yeah, as soon as I got here, they told me about the Broken Yoke spot. So I go there as much as I can, and so that helps a lot.
Now I like that for breakfast, but you were telling me before the set, you get that for other
breakfast,
meals?
lunch, dinner, snacks. Anytime you can get there, you need to get there because it's great.
That's the spot to go to?
Yeah.
All right, well, what are you most looking forward to, I guess, as the season goes on here? Are you excited to finally get on the court and start playing?
Yeah, in high school, I watched Marquette play on TV, and I was just excited for it to be here and be in the same position. Playing in one of the greatest conferences in America, and you just want to do well.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing you do very well out here this upcoming season. Erik Williams, thanks a lot for joining us on the Golden Eagle Spotlight. Coming up after the break, we talk about Marquette's move within the Nike family from Converse to Jumpman. Plus, Jody Dink and Carrie Kalin profiled you, the fan, on which newcomer you're most excited about. Check out the results after the break on Marquette Basketball Weekly.